All right, hello, my name is Alicia Carter, and I'm just gonna hop right into week 3. I am outside because I think the lighting's pretty good out here at this time, so you might hear a little nature in the background, but it's okay. So I'm just gonna go down this list, questions to answer from week 3. What type of ad? Okay, the TV show that I chose, first of all, is Friends. What type of ads were popular during the show? What type of consumer do you think that they were trying to reach? I personally think that the type of consumer that Friends is trying to reach is like the younger age, like adult audience. I remember watching Friends as a child, more so because there was nothing else on, but I still enjoyed it. But a lot definitely went over my head then, and I can relate to it way more now that I'm older and I understand and have more of a connection / I can relate to the aspects of the show more now that I'm 22 and not a child. The kind of ads that showed, there was a shampoo commercial, a Trident gum commercial, Panera, Snickers, 2 beer commercials, Arby's, Verizon, Downy detergent, and Men's Warehouse commercials, so clothing. Again, I think that those commercials still like target towards the young adult audience. We kind of need all those things. Those are kind of like basic household items. It's not really broadcasting anything too lavish, not really broadcasting, the old people pain medicine kind of things. So, yeah, I think it's definitely targeting towards the young adult, middle-aged, even adult audience. That also kind of went into, did you notice any product placement during the show itself? Try to be aware of the background. I did not personally notice any product placement in that show per se, but I also think that that's because it's a little older, so I don't really think that they were practicing too much of product placement back then. However, I do watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I can tell you specifically that they do practice product placement in the production of that show. For example, the only water that they drink on the show and even on their social media accounts, I really keep up with them, they only drink, publicly at least, essential water. I'm not really sure exactly what it's called, but that is the only kind of bottled water that you will find on the show or even on their social media accounts. I'm sure they have a contract or whatever it is with that specific water bottle brand. But I have watched them since middle school, early high school, and they didn't always do that. So this is something I think that product placement has definitely, it's been around, but it's a lot more apparent nowadays, I do believe. Before looking it up, how many households do you think have online TV services today? I said well over half, saying that it was only 40% back in 2015. I said that it would come up to about 50 to 60%, and after I looked it up, it said nearly 60% of Americans have some kind of online streaming service, and this was from CNBC.com, and I found that it was mostly Netflix. What about your own behavior? How much do you consume online versus traditional TV? What about your friends or your parents? For me personally, I am subscribed to several different streaming things. I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Prime Video, I have a Stars account so I can watch Power. I have Apple Music, I have several. In my household, we have used Netflix for a while. I can say I was probably like in middle school, if not like early high school, whenever we started using Netflix, and they still use Netflix at my house. They don't really use, too much of anything else, but, they definitely use Netflix. And me, myself, I've gone out to purchase all of my own, subscriptions and things like that. And I also babysit, and honestly, every family that I babysit is subscribed to several different streaming options. They have Netflix, they have Hulu, they have Apple TV, they have Amazon Fire Stick. There's just so many different things that is geared towards, streaming of TV shows and things like that. So one of my favorite programs that was created after the year 2000 would be Grey's Anatomy. It was created in 2005. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since I was still in grade school, like fourth, fifth, sixth grade, something like that, and I still watch it to this day. What production house produces the show? Is East Coast, West Coast, etc. I had to look this one up because it was kind of confusing. It is produced. The production team is produced by Shondaland, which Shonda Rhimes, she's great. In association with the Mark Gordon Company and ABC Studios. Rhimes, Betsy Beers, Krista Vernoff, Mark Gordon, Rob Korn, and Mark Wilding have all served as executive producers throughout the course of the series. With this, Shonda Rhimes is without a doubt the producer. She's produced How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal. Those are two of my other favorite things, and I didn't know that they were produced by her until you get to watching the openings and you see her name at the end, and it's like, this is why this show is so good, because Shonda Rhimes is a producer. And it is an East Coast production. To pretend as if I am pitching this idea. Okay. As my pitch, I would say that there is a resident and the leading brain surgeon fall in love at a bar the night before residency begins, so they don't know each other prior to this day. The entire show will deal with their love lives as well as the lives of other characters, as well as very dramatic situations and surgeries that would appear in an actual hospital. That's quite exaggerated, but some of them are exaggerated. Not really sure if any of that stuff would actually happen, but a lot of crazy things happen in this world. Main characters consist of several residents and surgeons. The setting is Seattle, Washington, and it is geared towards young adults and older. Like I said, I started watching the show when I was very young. Just one of the earlier episodes and one of the earlier seasons really just captivated me. It was a bombing episode, and it was part 1 of 2, and it was just absolutely amazing. Of course, I didn't keep up with Grey's Anatomy as a child that young, but I first started back watching Grey's Anatomy my freshman year of college, trying to find something to binge watch on Netflix, and I decided to watch Grey's Anatomy, and I've been watching it ever since. So, yes, that is week 3 in a nutshell. Again, my name is Alicia Carter, and that's all I got for you guys. Bye.